Hello there, lovely people. My name is Sophia, and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. Today I'm building in Chestnut Ridge, which is the world that came with the Sims 4 Horse Ranch expansion pack. This is going to be in the new Appaloosa neighborhood on a 30 by 20 lot, I believe, and this is going to be a two bedroom, two bathroom, two bedroom, two bathroom house. And I've been gone for yonks. I have had a very busy time. Sorry for not posting anything for a really long time. I wished I had the time to do so, but it just didn't work out that way. But here I am, trying my best. Here's another house. And this home, I wanted to base it somewhat off like an old saloon, an old Western saloon, which you can see on the bottom story of this house. That kind of looks like a saloon, and this home was originally just meant to be one story, but I didn't have the space for the amount of bedrooms I wanted, so I added another story, and I think it looks cool. I really like this house. This house is for up to two parents, two toddlers, and some cats, I suppose, and then a horse, because if you're building in Chestnut Ridge, you're gonna have to have a horse. At least, this was my first time building in Chestnut Ridge, which is a really pretty world. I'm quite pleased with this world. It's enormous, which makes me very happy. I'm part of the group of people that thinks Horse Ranch should have been an expansion pack, so I'm chuffed with what they gave us, to be honest. I think all the objects are really high quality, and I know I'm like probably a month late to the bandwagon, possibly more by the time I upload this, but hey, I like this pack and I want to let you know. But this house has like quite a blue color scheme on the outside, but I didn't carry that through onto the interior. I think it's more red on the inside just because I love red. That's my favorite color. And if you look back at my other builds, you're probably going to be able to tell that. But I'm just really happy with how this home came out. The second story is actually the tallest wall height, which I found funny. And I know it's a little strange, but I was just really wanting more height on that second story part of the home. So it's the tallest wall height, even though the bottom floor is the smallest wall height. So, I don't know. I think it's weird, but I like how it looked. Anyways, this is where the horse is going to sleep. And yes, I do feel bad that it is kind of open. I don't know the first thing about horses, man. I don't actually like horses very much, and I know that's a controversial opinion, but they scare me. So, I don't know anything about horses, but I've seen some people make, like, open horse, what are those called, stables? So I did that here, and anyways, this was a really small lot, so I know that fenced in portion is not enough space for a horse, but I figured it would be fine for the Sims purposes. And anyways, you can take your horse out to like ride it around the world because this world is massive, which is, it's fine that he has a small little pen. Anyways, I wanted to put a pen in here, even though like it's a really small lot, because A, we're in the town center, so you really don't want your horse just running around going into like the stores and stuff. And two, this home does not have a closable front door because I used that really cool archway from Horse Ranch, and I had to scale down an actual door and like hide it with the tool mod in that door because otherwise your Sims wouldn't have a front door. And when I was playtesting this, all of the like welcome wagon Sims were like coming inside and knocking on the bathroom door because that was the only door available to be the front door. So changed that. But because I use platforms on the front of this house, if you don't lock your horse in the pen, it will come inside, which was funny. I was originally really mad when I figured out that horses couldn't go up staircases because I felt like that, I don't know, it blocked off places they could go in the worlds that we have, especially in like, I don't know, the town center of Henford-on-Bagley or whatever. But now I am chuffed they can't go upstairs because they would come into your house all of the time. And I know you can lock doors, but not when you use archways like me because I think the archways are pretty. But anyways, tangent aside, we are finishing up the exterior. I tried not to go overboard with the landscaping. You'll be the judge of that because I love landscaping. Well, I love doing over-the-top landscaping, and I was surprised at the fact that it was actually quite easy because Chestnut Ridge is like a desert world, while also being countryside, so I had no idea what to do for the landscaping, but I thought it looked pretty. And I used a lot of the debug or live edit objects from both Horse Ranch and also from Cottage Living because, I don't know, I think they fit really well together. Those copper, I don't know if they're copper, but those metallic, like, flower decorations are so cute and I use them everywhere. We have, like, decorations kind of like that in our yard, so I just thought they were really cute to have in The Sims, so I really wanted to use them, but after I've blabbed over the entire exterior, we are on the interior, and we are starting in the dining room. Floor plan wise, this house was hard, and I think it works out okay. I'm satisfied with how the floor plan worked, but I don't know, you can always change it if you aren't a big fan of how I laid things out. But yeah, this is the dining room. There's like a full-size dining table in here, which I was really pleased about. And as you can see, we have one of the bedrooms on the ground floor, and then the entire upper floor is the master suite, which I found really, really nice, and that feels kind of luxurious. But this is, well, the dining room. I just wanted to use a bunch of the decorations from Horse Ranch because they're so cute. And I will say, I've seen a lot of people be very pleased with the plants that we got with this pack, but I'm more of a fan of, like, green plants rather than like dried floral arrangements, so I don't know how often I'll even use these, but for this style they work, and I really like the stuff that came with Horse Ranch. I don't know what I was expecting. I was impressed anyways, but I don't know, I think it's cool. And this fireplace that I used over in the corner is so cute. It has the little kettle on it that is adorable. I love it. All the stuff that came with this pack was really good. I feel like the packs we're getting recently are way more high quality than what we've seen from the Sims team in a really long time, and I'm very happy with that. But in this house, I imagine that one of them was probably like a foodie sim because I did put a lot of the nectar storage on this lot, even though I didn't place a nectar making station, so if you wanted your Sims to actually make nectar, you could always, like, send them to a community lot or maybe find a spot outside for one of the nectar making stations. I don't even know what they're called in the game, but anyways, this is the entryway. You enter into the dining room, kind of, in this house, and I used a bar back in the front, and I sized it down using the tool mod because it's enormous, but I think it looks really cool as, like, a entryway table with a bunch of trinkets on it and such. But this is what I was talking about, as in, like, you can't actually close the front door in this home, which for the summer is cool. It's great. It looks nice. Airflow, you know. But in the winter, I can assume that would probably feel kind of weird. I'm almost certain it doesn't snow in this world, but I could be wrong about that. But if it does, I would recommend taking some curtains, like the really large ones from Dynow, and completely covering that doorway so you can pretend that it's shut. I ended up putting some, like, curtains from My Wedding Stories because I didn't like how open the open door was, which is ironic. But yeah, there's a lot of things you can do if you don't really like having an archway as your quote-unquote front door. But this is the kitchen. And this kitchen is really cute. I added a little breakfast table in here, despite the fact that we have an enormous dining table just in the other room. But I thought it was cute. I used the, like, hide chair that came with this pack, which is so cool. I love the patterns and stuff on the, like, the ones that are supposed to replicate, like, horse pelt or whatever. I think it's cool. I love it. And they're just really, really neat. But this kitchen is kind of small, I suppose. There isn't a whole lot of counter space, but I did end up putting some, like, island counters through those archways that are leading into what will be the living room. And I tried to clutter up this kitchen a lot. I liked using these base game, like, pans or trays in the shape of, like, a little piggy and, like, a little cow because I thought it matched the style quite well, and those are really cute, and I always like finding an excuse to use them. But I use base game appliances for the most part in here. That stove is from base game. It's the really traditional one that I don't really use that often. But over here I added some shelving units that are, like, kind of wardrobes, kind of not. I just thought they were fun, and I suppose that this corner of the kitchen can kind of, like, double function as a mudroom of sorts. That's what I was imagining, even though it's, like, nowhere near the front door. But, you know, it's The Sims. No one really cares. But I use that, like, vase piece of pottery, I'm not sure what you would call it, all throughout this build because I think it is gorgeous. And also this, like, what's that called? It's not a hutch. It's like a shelving unit that looks like it has toiletries or like towels and stuff in it. That is so cute, and I'm going to use it all of the time. I love getting little cabinets like that. We've been getting quite a few of them recently. I wish we get more corner cabinets now I think about it, but I love using those, so I think it's sweet. And this is that like island piece I was talking about. Your Sims can use these, which I was very pleased about because they are like halfway through the archways, but I thought it looked cool. I ended up only putting one like bar stool next to one of them because it was starting to get a little too cluttered for my taste in the living room, and that's when you know it's getting cramped because I love clutter in The Sims 4. And speaking of living room, this is it. I ended up putting like quite a few nectar storage things in here stacked up to the wall. I tried to make them look built in next to the fireplace and all that, and I will say these units are a little buggy. The third layer kept disappearing, so I had to replace it a bunch of times, but it worked out in the end, you know. I used the couches, or this couch from the pack, with the hide print because it is so cool. This is a very, like, I wouldn't call it an eclectic living room, but there's a lot of patterns and stuff going on in here, and I really like how it looks. That chair with, like, the blanket hanging over it is so cute. There are so many nice swatches on that, which I will say, having trouble matching it to other things because it's a completely standalone chair, but it is good, and I like how it looked. In this living room, I get a few things for like a cat because I was imagining this household had like maybe one or two cats. I don't know. I ended up squeezing the litter box on the top balcony upstairs, which I also have a bar up there, so there's a place for your Sims to party. I end up getting a dance floor on there just to like stay in the theme of maybe the fact that this building was once an old saloon. And I will say, I'm saying like a lot in this voiceover, so you will have to bear with me. I have not done a voiceover in over a year because I stopped uploading, so I am very, very, very out of practice because I just got really busy with school and all that. This is my last year in high school, and I'm going to uni next year, so I am pressed for time. I should currently be studying for exams, but I'm not in the mood, so I'm doing a voiceover for a video I've had sitting in my saves since Horse Ranch came out, because that is an appropriate use of my time, and I will not take any criticisms on that. But anyways, over here I use these like flower this like flower bouquet from My Wedding Stories, and I use quite a few things from that pack in this build. I try and stay away from My Wedding Stories because it's kind of an iffy game pack, and I don't actually like the gameplay it gave me. I have a mod to turn the turn the wedding system back into the base game wedding system because I don't enjoy the My Wedding Stories weddings. So I try not to use the stuff because it was a bit of a disaster of a release, even though the world is cool. So I don't use the things from My Wedding Stories very often, but I wanted to here because I wanted to use the flower bouquets, and I used quite a few things from that. So I hope it's okay. But this is a hallway. I end up getting an easel in here because there aren't many skill building items in this home. So I wanted to add like at least one over here. I also get some like laundry clutter. This hallway gave me a hard time, so I kind of cut away from it. And we're starting on the downstairs bathroom. This is the only bathroom I show on camera. Hilariously, the toddlers who have a bedroom on this bottom floor have their own ensuite. Bear with me here, people. So it has a completely different color scheme, and it's really cute, but I didn't record it because bathrooms are bathrooms, and I'm struggling with figuring out how long I actually want my videos to be. But anyways, I like this bathroom. I used my favorite tile from the Realm of Magic game pack and this really cool orange swatch. And I really like this bathroom. I feel like I'm not going to get a whole lot of use out of this shower just because the shower curtains have some funky swatches. But when I do use them, I think I'll be really satisfied. Anyways, this is the toddler's bedroom. And I mentioned this was for either twin toddlers or toddlers that are really close in age. And I used the rugs from Horse Ranch with the little sheep and the little horsey. And they are gorgeous and I love them. And I'm going to use them all of the time. This kid's room has like a very green color scheme, and I ended up using the toddler beds from Werewolves because we don't have very many toddler beds in the game. Another thing I've been struggling with recently is the fact that we don't have any infant cribs other than the 3 that we have from base game and growing together. So we don't have enough cribs, bassinets, and toddler beds, I feel, for just how many single beds and such we have in the game. But anyways, tangents. Jesus, this is a wonderful voiceover. I don't know. This room is cute. I used a lot of the decals from Werewolves because I think they're precious, and I used the new dollhouse from Horse Ranch in this little green swatch, and I used the cuckoo clock from Werewolves because it looks like, I don't know, it looks cute. It looks like something out of a fairy tale. And these toddlers have their own ensuite, as I mentioned before, and they also have a closet in the ensuite because I didn't know what to do with the floor plan, and there was a weird 4-tile space, so I was like, hey, put a get-together closet. It looks like storage. She'll be right. And yeah, that's the toddler's room. This is the master bedroom, which is huge. I end up getting a desk in here because it's so large, and I use this bed from, of course, Horse Ranch. And I really like this swatch. I think it's really, really pretty. I really do like the bed swatches and such that we got with this pack. We got quite a few beds too, which makes me happy. No toddler beds, which makes me less happy. But anyway, I think it's cool. I used the lamps from this pack, and as when I was building this, they were still buggy, so I couldn't drag them away from a surface. They were weirdly clipping to the walls, which is a strange bug that happened with a few of the lamps the Sims team released for a little while. But I think they fixed it because the newest kits that just dropped, which is like the Poolside Splash and something Luxe kit, which strange that they repeated Luxe in a kit title twice, but anyways, they just came out, and the lamps in the Luxe kit aren't buggy, so they seem to have figured out that problem, which makes me pleased. But up here, we have lots of plants, we have lots of storage, a desk, as I mentioned before, because this is a really large space up here. I didn't know what to do with this, if you couldn't tell from how many times I've said that, and how strange this floor plan is, but I thought this, master bedroom ended up being really pretty because it has all of these large windows and a lot of artwork that goes all the way up to the ceiling. And I ended up using a massive chandelier from Horse Ranch in here as well. And I just think it's really, really pretty. Strange floor plan, yes, but it's gorgeous, so I'm content. I used the typewriter from, what pack is that? Cottage Living in here because it just fit the vibes, you know? And a lot of the computers in The Sims, in my opinion, are actually really ugly. But I like how this one looked, so it was acceptable for me to use here. Over here I get some hanging clothes from Horse Ranch because we got 2 new versions of the hanging clothes, which I love. The swatches are really cool, and I feel like because the clothing isn't ultra modern like the ones we got with Dream Home Decorator, it's really nice. And I think when I was playtesting this house, I ran into a couple of issues with the wardrobes. I think the big chunky wardrobe that I put way back over where the desk was isn't accessible to your Sims, but this mirrored one over here and then the hanging clothes are accessible. So if you want your Sims to change their outfits, you'll have to use one of those 2 because the large wardrobe is not accessible. What do you mean large wardrobe? It's just the same shelving unit. Great job, Sophia. But yeah, the one over by the desk isn't functional. So if you want to use that, then sorry, you'll have to use another. Anyways, I use lots of basement treasures in here because I feel like that kit works fantastic with Horse Ranch. I have been so surprised with how much I actually really like the objects that came with the basement treasures kit. I don't know if I uploaded that house. I have a finished house which is in Mount Komorebi where I built that when the basement treasures and the Greenhouse Haven kits came out, and I don't think I posted that. Oh no. It's really cute. I'm gonna have to go back to that. I don't know if I voiceovered it. Anyways, basement treasures, Horse Ranch, very good combo. This is the porch. I have a dance floor on the porch, and this dance floor is from My Wedding Stories, and I don't use it very often. I don't use dance floors very often because I don't build community lots, and not many people have a dance floor in their home. But I used it here because it has this gorgeous swatch, which I think just matched so perfectly with the old western theme here. You'll have to let me know if you agree with that, but I thought it was cute. I used to use a bunch of the, like, Moonwood Mill collectibles, like the werewolf artifacts in here, because they're like a mini cowplant skull and like little figurines of wolves, which I thought were cute. My current household, their house is covered in those because they live in Moonwood Mill, and if you have werewolves for 3 generations, there's going to be artifacts like pouring out of your Sims ears because they are everywhere. So I think they're cute, and I have to fight the urge to place them in every build I have because I've just gotten so used to playing with werewolves, it feels weird to not have werewolves in my households. Anyways, I put a barbecue up here as well as that bar, so this is just a really nice entertaining space. I get a jukebox up here, and behind that, like, air conditioning unit, HVAC unit, I don't know what you call that. I hide a litter box because the bathrooms in this home are too small, and I placed cat stuff, so I needed a place to put a litter box. So I put it over here, as you can see. But I get it like a table out here on this porch as well. This is a really large space now I think about it. It's the entire roof of the saloon portion. And I feel like this would be a really nice place to host parties and all of that. Is it potentially strange that you have to go through the master bedroom to get here? Yes, but hey, if your Sims have friends, they shouldn't really mind getting them to walk through your bedroom to go and have some party time on your porch. I don't know what you call this. Porch, deck, balcony. I don't even know what you would call this. Forgive me for how garbage this voiceover is. I tend to, like, overthink my voiceovers or project them a little too much. And then I sound really out of breath, which I do this time, but hey. Or I use the word but too often. And today I think I'm using anyways and like too often, so I'm going to have to do this again. And if I don't, hello, enjoy my rambles. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this home. If you want to download this will be available on my gallery. You can find the information in the description. Thank you for sticking around through this voiceover. I hope to have more videos up for you guys. Leave a like and a comment to tell me what you think. And I will hopefully be seeing you in my next video, which will hopefully be this year and not in another 2 years. So yeah. Have a great day. Goodbye.